Though Washington, D.C. student athletes are related, the mayor's orders have allowed them the opportunity to safely re-engage with their respective teams within the city. They face the reality some schools are currently practicing and playing outside of DC's borders.
I don't really see it as a surprise because me coming from WCAC, I seen the difference when I was at Carroll, the way those guys were treated and the way that these DC kids were treated when I came over to Roosevelt. So like, I feel like.
What do you mean by that? Make it plain, as the preacher says, Jasir.
Oh, make it plain. I feel like sometimes they get the upper hand on those DC public schools. Like I feel like they get that push more than the DC public school kids do sometimes, just a little bit.
It's not a fair playing field. I feel like everyone is granted equal opportunities because I feel as though no matter what school you go to, if just put it simply, if you a dog, you gonna make it out. No matter who you are, no matter who you play for, you can play for, like, you can be the best person on your team. I feel as though at the end of the day, it's up to you. But like Jasir said, sometimes, the WCHC gets that push, or any other, private school, or, whoever is playing, and it's like, dang, what about everyone else? Where is our fair chance? Like, do we matter?
And Chase, now for you, brother, being on the other side of the mountain here, bro. I mean, not only that, I know that many of you have been back in school for months now. I don't know if you all personally, but many of you have been back in school. You all potentially having practice with robot tackling dummies and everything else, bro. What's it like from your perspective, knowing that you all have an opportunity at least to play, and that there are DC public schools who don't have that opportunity?
Well, to be completely honest, I don't think I'm entirely on the other side of the mountain, because in order to play, I don't think a lot of people really understand this, but we had to go through a lot of pushback, a lot of struggling, a lot of talking, a lot of writing up essays and persuasive essays to our own administration, to our own coaching staff, to be able to play. So, like Jasir, I've come from a WCAC school, and to see the difference that WCAC schools, where they had good counsel, some of them didn't even doubt that they weren't even gonna play in 2020. So they knew for sure they were gonna play in 2021. And my teammates and I, like, everything was still in limbo for us, and we're constantly pushing back and fighting. So I'm not entirely on the other side of the mountain. I get it, but it was entirely hard for us even to get what we have now. We're playing. We're fortunate enough to play one game. We're getting one game, so we're fortunate enough for that. But it was hard for us too to even find teams, because conferences like WCAC, they're playing themselves. Like, they're not going out and playing just any private school. Like, they're gonna play in conference, and that's one of the top 2 conferences in the nation. So it's different just from private school to private school. It's not just entirely private versus public. So
you all got one game right now, Chase?
Yeah,
one game right now?
March 20th. And I'll plug it too. March 20th, Fort Union. Tune into that live.
I'd rather have one than none.
I'd
rather have one than none. If that one was a championship game, I'd play that. I'd rather have one than none.
The entire state of Kentucky is doing this thing in which their government people have decided that K through 12 can have a complete do-over year if they'd like to, if they choose to. They can redo the grade that they were in. They believe that with virtual learning, that athletics have taken a hit, and academics as well have taken a hit.
Man, I might have to move to Kentucky. I'm not gonna lie.
I was thinking the same thing.
No, but that wouldn't be the worst thing, because honestly, if you really think about it, if the whole world was to do that, like if all the high schools in the world were to do that, it would basically be like we're in the same spot, because college, everybody gets their year back in college. Say if I was to commit to a college right now, I would probably be playing behind a second year senior, because he's taking his year back, even though they played already. So if they do that, everything pushed back, it'll be like everything's still in motion at the same time. Everybody still get their recruitment. And those senior guys in college now, they'll be pushed out, they'll be gone. and do whatever they're gonna do. And those guys that are that are in high school that are seniors, they'll come right back and they'll be able to get that recruitment.
It would be a great idea, honestly. Like I would take it in a heartbeat, no matter what. Like even though I go to Banneker, I would take it. I feel like an extra year of eligibility does, it changes. It can change your life, kind of. It changes lives. For even a senior at college, you get a second opportunity to go. You already know what you got to do, but now if it's me coming into your world, then I'm probably not even on a scholarship. I'm coming in as a red-shirted walk-on, trying to prove myself, and I got you in front of me. I got to get past, and you know everything.
Now look, Chase, now you played in the WCAC, brother, so I know that you've played against everybody being reclassed, so this is not really a new conversation. But before you say yes, let me put this into the conversation. You are not a senior. So let's say that you were at a school in which you were a junior and there was a senior quarterback in front of you right now, which would mean that you would have to sit for an additional year. Would you then feel as though be in favor of such a thing?
I'd definitely be in favor of it either way. I think, especially being in the position I am, being a junior, this is a very essential year for me to pick up offers and get recruited. So I'm definitely in favor of it. And like you said, that's already been a popular thing pre-COVID anyway, that the reclassing thing, especially in Georgia, and it's coming up to the DMV. So I've seen a lot of, like, some of my teammates and opponents I was playing and still am, they're reclassed, and I feel like that's kind of leveling the playing field, if you may, like, because we lost this year, a lot of us lost this year, and it was this very essential year for us.
And I just feel like it's like the new norm now too. Like ever since like you said, pre-COVID and now COVID, a lot of guys are like taking the opportunity, even transferring to other states. Like Dylan, I know you know Dylan, right? Goes to St. Andrews. Dylan is transferring to South Kent in Connecticut. So like a lot of guys are like taking that opportunity. It's like, I know I'm good enough, but at the same time, I'm getting the short end of the stick. So they're doing that. They're reclassing and they're getting that opportunity in 2022. And I feel like a lot of guys, like even before COVID too, a lot of guys were already reclassing and it wasn't really affecting them recruitment wise. It was actually giving them better recruitment. So I just feel like it'll be a great opportunity either way.
It's perfect. You all did 3 times better at this than the the coaches and administrators that I did this with last week.